Throughout the week, Israeli forces launched strikes on various neighborhoods in the capital of the Palestinian enclave. A series of strikes hit both residential homes and civilian infrastructure, with several dozen people killed. At the same time, sporadic clashes continued in the southern part of the Al-Zaytun neighborhood. IDF units advanced along Al-Sikka Street, while Palestinian groups responded with ambushes and raids on Israeli positions. Earlier in the week, an American-built pier to receive humanitarian aid was towed to Ashdod for repairs. However, a few days later, the U.S. authorities decided not to return it to Gaza, as the maintenance of the pier was beyond its actual usefulness. In the central part of the Gaza Strip, Israeli forces once again launched strikes on Hamas-controlled localities. Nuseirat came under the most concentrated fire, with daily casualties and fatalities. Meanwhile, the humanitarian situation in Deir al-Balah continued to deteriorate amid a significant number of refugees. Both the lack of drinking water and the provision of medical care in the locality worsened. In the south of the Gaza Strip, the Israeli troops' operation in Rafah continued for more than 1.5 months. According to the IDF, during this time over 550 militants were eliminated, hundreds of rockets and over 200 tunnel mines were discovered. The fiercest fighting took place in Shabura camp, where Palestinian groups ambushed an urban area. One of them resulted in the bombing of an Israeli armored personnel carrier, killing 8 IDF soldiers. In northern Rafah, Israeli forces were able to expand their zone of control in Tel al-Sultan. In this area, the Israelis occupied several structures in the Saudi quarter and advanced towards Al-Quds University. In the coastal zone, IDF units also expanded their zone of control in Al-Mawasi. Part of the locality is in the humanitarian zone, but this does not save it from Israeli strikes. In the West Bank, Israeli security forces conducted another series of raids in several localities. Over 150 residents were detained in the region over the course of the week, most of whom were accused of having ties to Hamas. In Ramallah, a protest was held overnight, with participants voicing their support for the residents of the Gaza Strip. Protesters, with an Orthodox priest among them, marched through the streets of the city shouting slogans and holding Palestinian flags. The situation on the Lebanese-Israeli border has significantly heated up against the background of the Israelis' approval of an operational plan for an offensive in southern Lebanon. So far, the parties have only exchanged strikes, but in the coming weeks, the IDF may conduct a ground operation on the enemy's territory. Over the past week, Israeli forces have launched strikes on both border and rear localities in Lebanon. Strikes hit Lebanese group facilities, killing several militants. In turn, Hezbollah fired rockets at IDF facilities, including observation posts and military bases. Some of the munitions fell in forests in northern Israel, causing several pockets of fire. A striking event was also the reconnaissance mission of the new Huppo UAV, which filmed strategic facilities in Haifa. The incident resonated with the Israeli public, which criticized the IDF command for flying the drone.